Hi. All right. So today I want to talk about how to listen to yourself when it comes to another big healing modality, and that is sleep. Okay, so sleep is so important to healing. Everybody knows that sleep is important to healing, and it's often not debated. That's kind of a universal truth, is like, get your sleep. That's when you heal. That is when the body heals. That's, during all your deep sleep or your REM sleep. That's when the brain resets, the body resets, the immune system can kick in, right? Everything regenerates from sleep. So it's often not a matter of, like with protocols or like with food, when you get caught up in confusion and listening to everybody else, and it's not debatable. So we know we need good sleep. But what detracts us is it's so much funner to stay up. It's easier to stay up. Maybe you're used to staying up and just watching Netflix on the couch and just having that downtime. Or maybe your kids stay up a little later and you feel like after they go to bed, you need to stay up a little later because you need that downtime. You need your own self-time. And even if we dim the lights, and even if we put on blue blocking glasses, which, by the way, I suggest, and take a look at some of my other videos for that information. But even if we're doing all the right sleep things to get us into sleep, the act of actually sleeping is very important. Timing is important. So the questions that you want to ask yourself around sleep is we're trying to find the patterns. So do you often find yourself saying, God, I should be getting more sleep. I'm not really getting enough sleep. I'm not going to bed early enough. Or I'm getting up too early. Or all my sleep's broken. I shouldn't be having that coffee. Or I shouldn't be having that piece of chocolate. Or maybe that supplement is stimulating. I should knock it off. What are the patterns that you constantly say to yourself around sleep? Do you say, I'm getting too much sleep? I'm always sleeping. I'm always tired. I'm always sleeping. I'm always resting. I really need less sleep. I really need to get up and move a little bit. I need to stop sleeping so much. Or are you saying the opposite? I really need to go to bed early. I really need to shut off the TV, right? So what are the patterns? What are the voices in your head that nag at you, that whisper at you, that sort of tell you or inform you deep down underneath what you ought to be doing? So that is one way to listen to your inner voice around sleep. It's like, listen to those voices, listen to those patterns of whispers telling you, I really need this. So we need to listen to those voices around those whispers. We can also tune into our actual physical body. How does it feel when we wake up? Do we feel recharged, or do we feel totally exhausted? Right? How do we feel in the afternoon? Do we feel recharged, or do we feel totally exhausted? How do we feel in the evening as we're approaching bedtime? Are we getting a second wind and we feel a resurgence, or do we feel totally exhausted? So these are clues as to what your body needs and how it's feeling at these hours. Now, is it the quality of sleep that you're getting? Is it the amount of or lack of sleep that you're getting that is making you tired? Or do you feel exhausted from other things? Are you being mentally drained by certain activities? Mentally drained by certain conversations or certain relationships? Mentally drained by certain duties that you have to do? Mentally drained by certain thoughts that go round and round? Are you being mentally drained, or are you being physically drained? The beautiful part about it is, as you start to determine whether you're being mentally drained or physically drained, and where the exhaustion's coming from, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, things that you're doing, relationships that you're having, or staying up too late, whatever is kind of making you tired, sleep will help. Whether it's a physical reason, or a mental reason, or a psychological reason, or an emotional reason, sleep helps everything. It resets in your sleep. So often getting enough sleep, we know we have to do. Like I said, that's not contested. But what's contested is our own self, right? Our own self either doesn't let us get enough sleep, it can't sleep. What are the reasons why we're having a hard time falling asleep? Why can't we go to bed early? Why won't we shut off the TV? These types of things. We want to hear the whispers and we want to listen to those patterns, and then we want to be able to be strong enough to make the choice that the whisper is telling us to do, not that our mind tells us, but I really want to see this show on Netflix and I'm having such a nice, that's also a need, and it's a whisper, and it's important to listen to that. Like, you need more me time, you need more downtime. But is it at that appropriate hour? Maybe you can sleep in longer. Maybe you can also have a nap. Maybe, there's so many things that we can do, but it's listening to those little patterns of whispers, and we really need to respect them surrounding sleep. I think you'll find, a lot improve if you get more sleep. And if we can't just listen to ourselves, though. You have to sort of listen to your body, right? Are you a night person? Are you a morning person? Do you prefer to go to sleep at like 9 o'clock and wake up at, 6? Or do you prefer to stay up till 11 and not wake up until 9 or 10? So it's like up to you, your body, your needs. These whispers are happening every day, and you're telling yourself a story around sleep. What is that story? What are the whispers, and how can you change? So I hope that you do this. It's so important to get your sleep, and it's so important to listen to yourself and to be conscious and aware of when you need to rest and when you need to sleep.